They really, I thought they really rebounded from it. They had another one of these terrible starts, 11-1 or something, shots on goal to start the game.
What is that?
I don't know.
Are they good? No.
No. They might be better than they've been.
What are they through 10 games? 4-6?
Yeah, 4-4-2. Yeah.
Is that good? Aren't they usually through 10 games like that or better?
They've been better than that.
They've been better than that, but they're rarely worse than that.
That's probably
nobody knows who they are yet.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that.
Okay. Well, anyway.
But what they have managed to do numerous times this season is, despite bad starts, sort of get off the mat, and they had 2 leads last night and couldn't hold them. 2-1 late in the second, 3-2 pretty late in the third, and
what went wrong?
Just couldn't get it home. The goalie let him down on the goal at the end of the second period. Was a pretty bad goal.
Did you see my tweet with your son?
Yes, I did. The 5-hole. And there was another example. And like Owen will tell you, I think he tweeted this because he's at these games. He's going to every home game.
It's good.
And he's got a thread going. And, I guess I'll just settle for, I think he knows a little something about goaltending.
It's good.
He was tweeting, I think, with maybe Chad DeDominicis from Expected Buffalo. Because Chad was sort of like, I don't know, that second goal didn't look great. And Owen said, doesn't matter if he was screened, it should never go through you. Like a shot like that from the point, you should have that sealed up on the ice. Like if you don't see it, you should be sound enough that it's not going to go through you. And that puck, I think, went 5-hole on him. And you were talking with Owen because your daughter said something about Lions 5-hole, right?
I told you this already. She was on her way out the door because now she has practice at like 9 o'clock in Canada. So, this is how we're living. And I don't even really mean we, because my wife who's doing all this driving. So she's got practice. They went to the Leaf game. She and, my wife and daughter went to the Leaf game. And she just in passing, my daughter, she plays hockey. She in passing said something like, you got to beat him 5-hole. And she's a center. And like, okay, that's funny. Ha ha ha. My daughter has a take on the Sabres goalie, great. And then last night I brought it up. And I mentioned it to my daughter, like, is that really, like, is that a thing? It's like, oh, yeah. So Owen had just tweeted about Lyon. This is before the first goal or after, but the first goal, the guy just waits him out and comes around to the far post. So I just tweeted at Owen to kind of be cheeky, like, oh, my daughter thinks 5-hole is the way to go. He's like, I just wrote an article about that. She's right. Okay, good.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Is he like the future? What is the future? So Luukkonen is here under contract. Lyon has done well. Colton Ellis. Paul's over there today. He doesn't seem to know what they're going to do tomorrow night, or he thought it was Luukkonen, then maybe it wasn't.
Right.
He's not going to be Lyon.
He thought Luukkonen had his own net, and then it turned out Ellis and he were sharing a net. I think is what I saw from Paul. But
what does any of this say? Not to flatter them. What does any of this say about their plan? What is the plan? Is there a plan? Actually the point is there isn't one, and that's not a bad thing? Like what do they want to have happen? I think that answer is Luukkonen, because he's signed, like he's in.
Yep.
So what they would, best case scenario for the Sabres is probably that he gets hot, but they don't want to give him the runway. And they can't, because they have not made the playoffs in 15 years. Like, they can't just give a guy, no matter who he is. If Thompson went cold, he would sit. And that's also Lindy, right? Because Lindy on Kulik sounds like he sounded about Vanek. He's picking opportunities to rip him. Why? So I don't know. That's a separate point. But what is their vision here? Is somebody going to, like, they just are just sitting there, with their hands over their eyes, hoping that somebody throws down a couple of shutouts and then it's his net? Like, what do they think?
I think that might be right.
Is that the best you can do? What should they do? You tell me. What should they do? Should they not give Luukkonen like the 4 of the next 5 games? Shouldn't they? Isn't this J.J. McCarthy? Like, just give the guy that you give the best case scenario a chance.
It's so complicated. I think ideally they would like to get him. That should be the goal, is to get him up and running. But the playoff drought and the standings and Lyon playing as effectively as he has, despite this criticism of the tying goal late in the second last night.
He's been good.
And maybe even with considering the workload, better than a lot of us. I don't want to say than they imagined, but maybe even better than they imagined. I think he was supposed to be sort of a fail-safe if Luukkonen derailed. And they didn't even get into the season, and Luukkonen was injured. It's not the same as derailing. But now I don't think they want to give him, let's get him up and running. He's got to play well next time he plays to get that treatment.
Luukkonen. Well, okay, let's go then.
So
Boston's terrible.
If he gets the Boston game and plays well, then I think you get to a place where you could credibly say, all right, I'm going to put him back in and
Saturday.
We'll get this up and running. Yeah.
So Luukkonen plays, I think we're on the same page here. He plays tomorrow. He probably, I don't know, will he? He plays tomorrow and then Saturday.
If tomorrow goes well.
Right.
I wouldn't even say not a disaster. He's got to be good.
I got to win, though.
Sure.
If they don't win, if they lose 3-2, if it's last night, he doesn't come back Saturday. They have to have, they got to get somewhere.
Yeah.
This is how it's different when the past comes into play.
Mm-hmm.
And the Sabres are such a slave to their past, their failures, that they can't really make optimal decisions in the present. Yes or no? I mean, Luukkonen was not good in Toronto. You could say he cost them the game in Toronto. Well, what do you do about it? Waive him? It's 82 games.
Yeah, no,
you're in fifth or something.
No, he's got to be here. If he's backing Lyon up, that's fine. The guy in the sidecar has to be the kid.
It's not fair, but
it's not fair at all. But I think you got to hang on to him, Ellis, because you want to make sure that Luukkonen isn't going to suffer another mysterious lower body ailment or something. So you don't want, because to me, I'm not ready to trust Georgiev. I would have Levi up here before I would have Georgiev back up here.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's not that they are bereft. They've got another guy that has played NHL. They got two other guys that have played NHL games, one of whom I don't want to ever see wear their uniform again, in Georgiev.
Wow.
And Levi,
what did he do?
He's just not been good year over year.
Okay.
I just don't have any faith that that's going to be any different. So, you want to hang on to Ellis to protect yourself against another Luukkonen injury. Okay, too bad for the kid. He's going to sit here. He's just going to sit here, I think, because I would play Luukkonen. If he plays well, I would try to ride that. If not, I'm playing Lyon. I don't have time necessarily to experiment with Ellis.
I walked in here today so ready on the Chiefs, but, here we are. Explain to me, and, maybe you can't. That's fine. I'm not going to criticize you if you can't. Explain to me the path. No offense to the guy. Nothing, no judgment on him. He's 1 for 1. Explain to me the path where Colton Ellis really matters. They all get hurt, and he goes in. He's like Norin. Sorry, has the show ever sounded older? He goes like in Norin mode, and Norin in this scenario doesn't get hurt, and the guy just sort of takes over the net, and we all laugh about it for the next decade.
Luukkonen has to either get hurt or fall apart. And then Ellis is your tandem, and if he plays and plays well again, then maybe you think you've got like a Hamburglar situation on your hand. He played well once, he played well twice. Let's see what happens 3. Okay, and then maybe you start playing him regularly.
If Luukkonen falls apart, your season is over. He's played enough where you have decided that he's not the same. So you've got the contract, and we're where we end up pretty much every year for the last decade. And the coach is done, and just like, all right, we're going to play kids. And 8,000 people go to their games.
I don't know that the season is over if Luukkonen falls apart. I think Lyon has been credible enough here that you could get by.
Then though, then you're not giving him any sort of room to establish Luukkonen.
Mm-hmm.
You're not giving him. I mean, don't we love life with 3 goalies? Isn't this the best? Patrick Mahomes will be here on Saturday. You know, I assume they come a day early.
Yeah.
Isn't 3 goalie life the best? So in this scenario, you are giving up on Luukkonen before it's too late, right? You're giving him how many dozen games? You're giving him some number of games where, like, you want to see what he is. Guys, it's over. It's Jover on Luukkonen.
Mid-November, he's got to be up and running and take control of the thing.
Mid-November.
I think. Yeah.
November 1st is Saturday.
I know.
He's got to play against Boston.
Weeks, yeah.
So he's got to play against Boston. And if it's not, I think you have to win. But if it's not a disaster, whatever we said earlier, then he plays on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And then you keep going? Yes, because you have not been to the playoffs since Tyler Ennis scored your last playoff game-winning goal. Like, that's what you have to do. If the owner's alive, like, he's sort of like, this is how he, if you or I were this is how we'd be thinking. The urgency is like way up here. So I can't afford to, I can't mess around. But I've got 3 goalies, so like necessarily I am messing around. This is what I'm doing. Ellis has got to go. He's not going to factor into this in a way that helps them do the thing they never do, which is actually be good. Unless you just decide, this is what a coach sometimes does in sports, but it's not going to happen this time. He's like, this is my best guy. I believe in him, and I'm going with him. Ellis. I don't care about contracts. I don't care about experience. This is the guy I want. Actually, Lindy was, draft capital was all different, and there wasn't so long of a playoff drought as there's never been one in hockey like this. But then you had Baron, Nornan, and Miller, and he got to, like, Miller's the guy. This is the guy I believe in. And then he broke his thumb, right, in 05, like November of 05.
Early 05, yeah.
Marty and Nornan make it work. Miller comes back, and it's over. Like,
he just
his
takes
team.
the net, and that's the end of it.
If you think, what is Ellis, 25?
Yeah.
He's been a professional goalie for 7 years. Like, if you think it's him, do it. If you don't, he's out. He's not going to do it.
He's not going to do that. And he also, I don't think, is going to go anywhere until they make a decision on whether Luukkonen deserves to play 2 out of every 3 games.
But they made their decision on Luukkonen when they signed him.
That doesn't matter.
It does. It shouldn't in our sort of fantasy world, but it does to them. Or no, you're saying it doesn't? It does. It probably does.
I think it matters in that they should be motivated to get him up and running and give him some runway, but it's got to be very small. I'm talking about an overloaded drug plane trying to get off the ground in Costa Rica runway.
Dumping gas in the
you just
sea.
do not have. I just compared the Sabres young goalie to an overloaded drug plane in Costa Rica.
Don't take it personally.
Put it on my tombstone. I don't think you can afford to spend too much time trying to get that running because of the contract. I think if he plays well, he plays. He's got the contract. He is the most pedigreed, talented guy you've got, only by a little. I mean, Ellis was, I think, a 3rd-round pick or maybe even a 2nd-round pick himself, which is what Luukkonen was. But you cannot be devoted to making it work because of the contract. And Lyon playing as well as he has complicates that. Having the 3rd guy complicates that. I just can't. And the standings and the playoff drought and, I mean, just all of it matters in a way that they cannot sit there today and say, well, you know, if we put the time in with Luukkonen and he's good by, you know, mid-season and can do what he did 2 seasons ago in the back half of the year, we got to make that work. No, they don't have. They do not have that luxury anymore. They don't have that time.
When the season was over and then he got hot and they finished short.
So this can make you make bad decisions because you've got too many things that shouldn't be involved factoring into the decision. The contract, the backup, the 3rd guy, the drought. all the standing of the people involved, like the GM and the coach, like are they just never ever going to face repercussions if it fails again?
Yes.
So like they've got to.
They will not
They've got to. They don't have time for Luukkonen to like have training wheels anymore. He's got to play. You already said it. I would expect him to play tomorrow. Myself, Luukkonen, and I would even back that because I think it makes sense to get him going.
Who gives them their best chance to win?
I think Lyon does.
What a team. What a team.
But I think I gotta try Luukkonen, and like you said, if it works, he's going back in on Saturday. I don't know what their next game is after that. I've not looked into next week. Then
it's the Olympic break.
Lyon maybe plays the next one, and then it's right back to Luukkonen. I haven't mapped out where the back-to-backs are or whatever. I am not worried about finding a soft spot for Ellis to land at all at this point. If he plays, I think it's because someone is sick or hurt or Luukkonen is terrible.
Why is he on the team?
Because they don't believe in Luukkonen yet.
Their next game is Tuesday against Utah after Saturday, by the way. That's where it's been that long. Now there's a team called Utah.
Yeah. Is that here or in Utah?
It's here.
Okay. Just wanted to know if they were going on a road trip. So that's what I would go Luukkonen, and if it passes the smell test, then Luukkonen again, and then Lyon, and then right back to Luukkonen after that, and see where we are.
You know what's the funniest thing ever?
And Ellis is the odd man out, and that's too bad.
In a dark way, what's the funniest thing ever? That for a minute, which is really like maybe 2 years, we thought Levi was relevant. Like, he's going to save us. Mm-hmm. We're watching Sam Reinhart win the cup. But, guys, it's okay.
We got a guy.
We got a guy who's 19. Like, it's just so bad. I mean, hope isn't a bad thing, but delusion is.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm not saying Luukkonen or Levi or Ellis or anybody else can actually be good. This is goalies. How long does it take us to learn this? This is goalies. How is Alex Lyon good? He didn't show it in his career, like by numbers, but it happens. And he's not even on a good team, but he played well. He had quality starts. Like, all right, Alex Lyon. It's just, this is goalies. You can't just throw your hands up. I'm not trying to tell you anything you don't know already, right? I defer to you on most of this stuff. But just like, how can you ever take any of it seriously? Ellis, we're done. There's no path without injuries where he's actually like relevant. And he did play one game and we loved it. And he was good and they won. And it was, that's a cool thing. But Luukkonen has rank. And he also does not have much time. Now I got Paul on pregame shows. Like, I don't think he wants to be on the team anymore. Like, just what is the point? What are we trying to figure out here? What are we hoping happens? Get rid of one of them and just make your bet. Don't just sit there like the Sabres always do every year, right? How many years in a row? Every year the Sabres take us to winter and they sit there. Oh, well, I guess, maybe Jacob Bryson is good. Maybe Clifton is good. Maybe Levi is good. Like, it's every year they start and then they do nothing. And it's over. And every year we know that a third of the way into the season, most of the playoffs is set. And they're just like, just sitting there and nothing ever changes. Yeah. I mean, goaltending is included in that.
Yeah.
And how are they going to navigate the next month, which probably will go a long way toward determining how this is going to end? And if it doesn't end well, everybody's out, or no, and we're just going to sort of, take another drink of whiskey and sort of make fun of it.
Well, I'm not as eager as you. I don't like having the three goalies, but I'm not worried about finding time for them all to play. Like, that's the biggest problem with having the three. And if I'm not forcing the third guy in and he's just here as like a break glass in case of emergency, then I'm all right. I mean, I don't know what, who am I keeping off of the roster right now? They might want to activate Jordan Greenway. So I don't know. Maybe they got to make a move at some point, and the 3 goalies will be a problem. But I'm sitting on Ellis until one of 2 things happens. I get Luukkonen up and running, and he starts playing 2 out of every 3, and Lyon is his backup. Or maybe it's more of an even split. I don't care. Either way, those are my 2 goalies.
Right.
Or Luukkonen proves to not be up to doing that, in which case Lyon plays, and I have Ellis back him up until that goes off the rails. And then if it does, I don't know what I do.
We have to break. I had no idea I had this in me. What is the earliest you're going to have an answer to either question?
I already said mid-November, Thanksgiving, maybe.
A month?
Yeah. I think Thanksgiving is maybe a good finish line.
Okay. Let's track it.
I will. I'll be here. I don't have any. I have time off. I have time off around the holidays, so I'm here every day until Thanksgiving.
Let's track it. Let's hope the season isn't over in, a month. Right? That's kind of the goal.
Yeah.
All right. Mike Giardi, Chiefs Week, Boston Sports Report. We'll talk about the AFC East with Mike. Always a great conversation. That's at 4. Sal at 5. Mike Schopp and the Bulldog here, 8:03.